Welcome to Off the Hook Outdoors. I'm Ted, your host. Thanks for joining me today. Today, I'm going to go out. I'm going to try to find some fish today. The weather has changed drastically. It is 54 degrees up here this weekend, and it is windy. Now, we've had some 90-degree days this past week, so I don't know how the fish are. What I would like to do is I like to get out there and do some frogging. Now, it's supposed to get sunny out. We're supposed to have high sun. It's only supposed to go up to about 65 degrees today. So we're going to go out. We're going to try to see what the top water bite is like. We'll see the water temperatures and things like that. If not, we'll try to find some fish to get on today. So that's the plan. But what I wanted to say is if you're new to the channel, please go back to some of my videos. Please subscribe to the channel if you like our content. It's free. You can always unsubscribe later. But to everybody that's in here, thank you for all your support. I appreciate it. And we'll see you on the water. All right, guys and girls, I got the boat in the water. It is super windy out here, so I hope my audio is okay. We are gonna go find, it's sunny out now, so we are gonna go find some cuts. The only thing that's an issue on this lake is it's like a big giant soup bowl, and there's not a lot of cover like breaks and things. There are a few coves that I can maybe get in out of the wind. So I'm gonna go try to find some of those spots right now, and then we'll be back. All right, well, since the wind is so bad up here today, I mean, it ain't like killer bad, but it's pretty bad. We're gonna go back since it's so sunny out. I'm gonna start out with a frog. I'll show you my setup and everything. We're gonna go back in this no wake zone here and see if we can't get a top water bite on the frog. All right, well, we got in this spot here, guys. I am gonna throw the white frog, and my frog of choice is a spro frog. I like the spro frogs because they're a little heavier. A lot of people use like booyahs, pad crashers, and things like that, or man's frogs. But I find that the frog is kind of light, and I like a heavier frog that sits down in the water better because when that fish comes up to blow up on it, it pushes that frog. And when you have a really light frog that don't sit down in the water, it's harder for that fish to latch onto the frog, if you guys know what I mean. So I like to use the spro frogs. They're a little heavier. I'm gonna go with the white spro frog today. So I will show you what I have and my rod setup, and we'll go from there. All right, so these are all my frogs. I have 2 cases of frogs. I got all kinds of different colors in here, and they're all basically spro frogs. There's some live targets in there too. That's another good frog. We have some rats, some live target rats. We got a bunch of frogs, but the spro frogs are my favorite. And I am going to go with a white frog today. So I'm going to tie this on, and I'll show you what rod and reel I use also. All right, so in this situation here, you can see behind me, we have some mats. The wind is blowing from my left to my right. So I'm going to throw these mats. Sometimes the wind is a pain when you're throwing a frog, but I'm going to try to throw this mat here for a while. If not, if no luck, I'll move in deeper, or I will find another cove or something that I can get out of the wind. But so my frog of choice today is a white spro frog, and I told you the reasons why I like the Spro Frog. What I do is I usually trim the legs about the body size. I let them hang down and I trim off the bottom of the legs so they don't short strike the bait. What I'm using today is my All-Star Select rod, and this rod is a 7-foot medium heavy, and I'm using the Abu Garcia Beast reel, really nice reel, and I'm using 65-pound Power Pro braid. So that's my setup, what I'm going to be using right now. So let me tie this on. I do tie a Palomar knot on here because it's one of the strongest knots. I never have an issue with the Palomar knot. Sometimes when I use a Palomar knot with my wacky style rig, the shock when you're snapping the rod back, if you don't have your line tight, it can break, but that's any knot. But a Palomar knot in my eyes is one of the strongest knots out there, and it really has yet to fail me. So stay tuned. Alright guys, well I am on the GoPro. I have my media mod kit on. So I am going to hope the wind's okay. My other camera, I have my microphone hooked up, and if it's too bad, I'm probably going to switch up the mics with my GoPro. I'm going to throw these pads right here in this scum, and we'll see what happens. All right, everybody. Well, I fished at scum mats for about 15 or 20 minutes. I didn't have any luck. I was fighting the wind, so I tucked myself in a little bit. We're a little bit more out of the wind right here, and I have, I don't know if you can see these pads here. We're going to try these out here for a little bit, and if no dice, then we are going to go try to find another spot, so stay with us. All right, well, I fished that for a little bit, no luck. The water temperature is about 75, but the air temperature is 55. And it was 92 degrees Wednesday and Thursday. And yesterday it was like 82. And then today it's 54. So it's gonna be tough. It may be me going and throwing some soft plastics again today. But I'm gonna go try another spot, and we'll see if we can't get some frogs on, show you some frog bites. So stay with me. All right, everybody, we are in, sort of tucked in the cove a little bit here. There's not much wind. So I am going to throw that white Spro Frog in this and see what happens. If not, we're gonna go brave the point where the wind is, and we're gonna fish a little slower. But we'll see what happens. So stay with us. Let me show you guys what I'm fishing here. All right, so this is what I'm fishing right here. These pads, all these mats. We're gonna fish them. The sun is up, so we should be able to get some kind of a bite. So. I am going to tie on a pig stick on my wacky style rod, and I do have a rod that I can Texas rig a Senko or something like that, or a pig stick, so I'm going to tie that up real quick. So all right, well, I'm going to go with a rage tail crawfish, the rage craw. I'm going to do the green pumpkin black flake, and I am going to rig that up. Let me show you guys real quick here. Get this up in the air. Let me show you what I'm working with here. I got a bunch of stuff in here. I also have some chase baits and things like that, but I got a ton of rage tails, which I really like. So we're gonna go with that, put these away, and I'll show you my setup with that. And I got so much stuff in here. Put this away. Put that in there, so we're good with that. So got the rage crawl, set that up, and it is going on my my Mojo Bass flipping rod. It's a 7/6 rod. I got a 3/0 hook, extra wide gap hook on it. And I got a tungsten weight with a tungsten weight or a stop on it, a weight stop. And what I'm gonna do is rig this up real quick. Put that through, just like that. Bring it out. Rig that on the bait here. And then I am going to figure out where it's going to come out at and then bring it out that hole like that. And we have a rage crawl rigged. Pinch it off, and that's what we got right there, guys. Got a rage crawl with the tungsten weight. And what is the weight on this? 3/16, and we got a weight stop to it, and that's what I'm going to use there. So we're going to reel that in, and that is on a Mojo Bass rod, 7/6 flipping stick, and I have the Shimano SLX bait casting reel. So that's a pretty good setup, guys. So stay with us, and I am going to also rig up my wacky rig real quick here. All right, so my wacky rig, I'm going to put a Senko on my wacky rig, and I got already rigged up my O-ring on here. You can see my O-ring. So that's good there. I'm going to grab a extra wide gap hook, if I could find one. And that is a 1/0 extra wide gap hook. And that's going to be on my Legend Tournament rod, my St. Croix Legend Tournament. It's a 6/8, and it is a pinpoint rod. And I got 10-pound Sunline fluorocarbon. And I also have my Shimano Stratic 2500 HD. So I am going to rig this up, and I'm going to tie a Palomar knot on this also, like I always do. My favorite knot, guys. You can tie whatever knot you want. I'm not saying it's the best knot, but it's a confidence knot for me. I really hardly have it fail. So you just take your tag end, pull it through. You want to slide your loop through like that. You want to wrap around at one time, come through just like you're tying your shoe. Then you take that loop and you bring it back through, but you put your hook through that loop, wet it, pull it tight, pull your tag end tight, and cut your tag end off. And then you got your rig there, and you got your Senko with your O-ring, and you just stick it through like that, and you're ready to go. So we'll see. Like I said, it's the temperature, I guess it's a cold front. Cool front conditions, I guess you could say, but it's really windy. So we're gonna see. Never throw your line in the water. Always stuff it off in your boat to the side. You never want to have that in your, you never want to throw that in the water, guys, just so you know. Protect the animals. So I think my drag is set where I need it, and that's just a feeler. Always want to check your drag whenever you're fishing so you don't mess up. This is a fairly new reel, so I'm still getting to learn the drag system. I mean, all you do is turn it, but when I set my hook, it's always based on what you're setting. If you're setting your hook hard, you want a little bit lighter drag to give like a shock absorption. So that's just a matter of feel. So, but we're gonna go hit this point over here. I see a guy's over there right now. I'm gonna go around him and see if I can't get on some smallmouth on that point. It is windy. So we'll probably fish that for a little bit, and then we'll try to find some other areas. Stay with me. right, everyone. Well, I threw some crayfish, some rage crawls. I threw my pig sticks and Sankos, and I threw a white frog today. And it is so windy. There's white caps on this lake, and usually it doesn't get this windy, but it is bad out. So I think I'm going to end the video. Once again, thank you for watching. If you haven't seen any of my videos, please go back and watch them. If you ain't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe. It's free. You can always unsubscribe later. Go check out some of my old content, and hit that like button, share us out, and we'll see you next time. But yeah, it's been very, very tough today. So I'm going to end this video. I wanted to thank you, and we'll see ya. If you'd like to subscribe to our channel, please hit that off-talk logo, and thank you for your support.